right, now that we're on our third video for the seventh commandment, you shall not steal, Luther rightly explains, what does this mean? It means that we should fear and love God as a sign of trust of God. We should not take our neighbor's money or property or get it by dishonest dealing, but we should help them improve and protect their property and maintain or keep their source, their means of income. Let's talk about all these commandments and how every commandment so far, right? We've seen here's what you don't do, here's what you do. Here's how you break the commandment, sins of commission, what we commit against God's law. Here's how we keep the commandment, sins of omission, right? If we omit these things from our schedule, we sin. So as with all the commandments, there's good ways to fulfill them, and there's bad ways in breaking them. I want you to think about this. To help someone improve or protect their property and means of income, that's the way we keep the commandment. So if you are at a restaurant and there's a $5 bill on the floor, what should you do with that? It's obviously not yours. Someone lost it. Luther just reminded us to not steal is to help someone improve, protect his property, or maintain their source of income. So we've got an issue, an opportunity to help someone as much as we can maintain their source of income, to keep their money. There's $5 on the floor. It's not yours. What would you do? Discuss that with your family. Or what about this? Here's another. What if the cashier at that restaurant gives you $10 in change when you really, after buying it, you only deserve $5. So you're only supposed to get $5 back. What should you do? So you're at a business. They gave you twice as much money back than you should have gotten. Right? That was their mistake. Luther reminds us that we are to help someone improve or protect their property and retain or keep their source of income, their means of income. So pause and talk about what you would want to do by nature, but what we should do out of a love for God. As you think about that, I'm going to read to you Matthew 25:40. Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. So there's that added aspect of this. When we protect someone's property, it's not just their property. This is the Lord's property gifted to them. We serve our neighbor as to the Lord. It's as if the Lord is embodying that person who is in need. All right, you have now had some time to discuss. So what should you do? I would encourage this. If you find a $5 bill, really to draw attention to it around the people, say, hey, did anybody lose some money? Anybody drop some cash? And what might happen? You might say, oh, who knows? Maybe I doubt it. Most people are going to just act on their natural instinct. And only if they think they've lost their money, they're going to say, oh, I am missing. And they'll probably tell you what they're missing. And if they would say, well, I'm missing my $5 bill. I don't know where it went. You can say, it was on the floor. If by chance you can't find anyone around, maybe there's no one there, it's just $5 sitting on the floor, it would be appropriate to go to the owner of that business, if there's someone around, and to say if they could hold on to it. It's like there might be someone to come back and ask for their money if you saw $5 lying around. Whatever you can do, if at all possible, if you can ask around, that's really a way to help people keep their money. We don't want to think, I just made $5 because I found it. Now, if you're on the road and there's nobody around and there's no possible way that you could even search out whose money it is or whatever, that might be something you could keep. You could give it as an offering as well. Of course, if we're talking hundreds of dollars, thousands, you really need to report that to the authorities. I think our point is, right, be careful. Our sinful nature is so crafty in trying to justify any way of taking something that's not ours. And if we ever get something back that's too much from a company, a place of business, out of love for Jesus and serving him, we say, you gave me too much. Here, take that $10 back. I should only have $5. We're not trying to scheme off of anyone to gain dishonestly. Okay? So with that, we are rounding out our conversation on that aspect of doing good in the seventh commandment. Let's continue on our next conversation in the follow-up video. Blessings as you continue to examine the ways that we can keep from breaking the seventh commandment and the ways we keep it.